continue on today with this hidden life. You know, in order for me to win men, to disciple people, there has to be a power. I can't do this on my own. I can't even sit in front of this camera without the help of the Lord. Honestly, I can't. And Jesus said, I have what you need. And we kind of come up with this conclusion. There's 3 lives we need to live as Christians. 3. 1, the secret life or the private life. Secondly, the open life. And thirdly, the active life or the life that goes out. But you see, before the open and the active can be of any value and benefit, that must spring from, or those two must spring from, the inner life. The secret life, the life that's lived in private. It's what people don't see. It's your private prayer life. Out of who you are in private, friends, emerges that person in public. I want to say that sometimes the public can look one way. Okay, your open life can appear to be one thing, but our private life to be another. But eventually it will catch up. What I'm saying to you is, David, when he killed Goliath, he said, a lion and a bear came and took one of my father's sheep, and I rose up and I smote that lion and I smote that bear. Nobody saw it. David knew it. Well, they could say, well, how are you going to kill this Goliath? We don't know if that's true. But when he killed Goliath, they certainly did know. What I'm saying to you, friends, is Goliath would never have fallen down in public had David not killed the lion and the bear in private. Friends, what happens when nobody's around? We need a relationship with the Lord in private, which will lead to an open life of walking before Him. Okay, our walk and our talk match, and that's going to affect the lives of other people in our active service for Him. I see that, and I want God to know my heart's desire today is to pay attention to that inner life. And I want to share something along those lines today one more time. Let me give you a verse. Ezekiel chapter 44. Listen to what God tells the priests. Now in the Old Testament you have a tabernacle. You walked into the outer court. There was a brazen altar, and then the laver, and then the holy place. They would go in and minister daily. And then you have the Holy of Holies, where they would go in once a year, the high priest, to give the blood, to put the blood on the altar or the mercy seat for the atonement of the sins of the people. There was an inner court. That's where the priests minister to. But then there was an outer court where the people were, and they would go out and minister to those people also. Ezekiel 44, here's what God says. In verse 15, but the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, they kept charge of the sanctuary when the children of Israel went astray from me. Get this. They shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer me the fat and the blood, saith the Lord. Now then he says later on, and when they go forth into the outer court, even into the outer court to the people. So there's first ministry in the inner court before there's ministry in the outer court. And if we want to spend all of our time in the outer court without spending time in the inner court, we're going to lose power. I'm here to tell you, get into the inner court so that when you go into the outer court, the public place, you will make a difference in the lives of others.
Thank you for watching A Certain Sound Daily Video Devotional. Be sure to sign up for the iTunes podcast or daily email of A Certain Sound when you visit us online at www.acertainsound.com. A Certain Sound is a ministry of Word of Truth Christian Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. On behalf of Word of Truth Christian Center, I'm Sonetta. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow.